In the world of supercars, some names sound like a dare. Cars built to break the rules, rewrite history, and prove that the impossible is possible. Among them stands one truly special machine, not just a product of engineering, but a legend born from the pursuit of perfection. This is the story of how one company, driven by passion and an obsession with the ideal, challenged the best in the world. The story of a car developed and tuned with the help of the greatest racing driver who ever lived, a man for whom a wet track wasn't a problem. It was an advantage. For most drivers, rain means a bad day at work. For him, the harder it rained, the bigger the gap to everyone else. Honda went out and got the best. This is a story about purity of vision and the power of execution. This is the Honda NSX. A legend that was ahead of its time, and frozen in it forever. When Honda's engineers began working on a new sports car in 1984, nobody could have imagined that what they were building would change the entire industry. The goal was ambitious: take on the best European sports cars and match them in speed, handling, and reliability. But there was a catch. Japanese regulations at the time capped the output of production cars at 280 horsepower. You couldn't win a power war under those rules. So Honda decided to fight a different war entirely. The project was codenamed NSX, where the X stood for the unknown. The idea was to build the world's first supercar that real people could actually live with, a car that could go toe-to-toe with Ferrari, but be reliable enough to drive every single day. Honda's secret weapon in this fight was weight. Instead of traditional steel, the team made a decision that was revolutionary for its time: a fully aluminum monocoque chassis combined with aluminum suspension. This slashed the car's mass dramatically without giving up any strength or safety. The entire structure felt effortless, and it put the NSX a full step ahead of its competition when it came to balance and dynamics. The design team drew inspiration from the F-16 fighter jet, and it had a direct impact on how the car was built. The driver's seat was shifted slightly toward the center, giving exceptional visibility and a stronger sense of control. At the heart of the car sat that groundbreaking aluminum monocoque, making the NSX the world's first production car with a fully aluminum body. The result was less weight, sharper handling, and no compromise on structural integrity. The engine itself became a true piece of engineering art. The naturally aspirated 3-liter V6 featured forged pistons, titanium connecting rods, and ultralight valves. All of this allowed the engine to safely rev to levels that were record-breaking for road cars of its time. Smooth yet explosive power at high RPM and razor-sharp throttle response turned every drive into a real event. The development of the NSX involved none other than Ayrton Senna, the legendary 3-time Formula One world champion. During early testing at the Suzuka circuit, he insisted the chassis needed to be stiffer. Thanks to his feedback, the car evolved into something that could handle corners like the best race machines. Senna spent countless hours driving NSX prototypes, giving Honda engineers valuable input. Sometimes he didn't even need words. He would simply gesture to show where the chassis needed more rigidity or how the suspension should be adjusted. Because of his recommendations, the NSX gained razor-sharp steering, phenomenal high-speed stability, and a rare balance between comfort and race car precision. The goal wasn't to build a race car, but a road car that came as close to one as possible, and that was the real challenge. The official debut of the Honda NSX took place in 1989 at the Chicago Auto Show, where the car caused a real sensation. The crowd admired its striking silhouette with a low hood, large side air intakes, and pop-up headlights. Skeptics who had long viewed Japanese cars as purely practical suddenly found themselves looking at a masterpiece of engineering, a car that challenged Europe's dominance in the world of sports cars. At that moment, it became clear, Honda had changed the rules of the game. Journalists unanimously said the NSX drove as well as a Ferrari, yet cost half as much and was far more reliable. One of the most amusing moments in the NSX story was how Ferrari, feeling a serious threat, was forced to carry out major upgrades to its own models. Even cars like the 348 and the later F355 were shaped, in part, by the pressure created by Honda. Enzo Ferrari himself reportedly admitted that he did not expect the Japanese to deliver such a strong blow to the reputation of Italian sports cars. The NSX became a legend not only because of its technology, but because of its philosophy. It showed the world that a supercar could be reliable, and that incredible performance on the track didn't have to come at the expense of everyday usability. The car embodied Honda's vision, to prove that true engineering excellence could exist without excess or compromise. Today, the original NSX remains an icon. Many collectors still consider it a benchmark among 1990s sports cars. And the fact that Ayrton Senna helped refine it turned the car into a true cultural artifact. The NSX was more than just a car, it became a symbol of ambition, courage, and the drive of Japanese engineering to push beyond the limits of what was expected. But the story doesn't end there. When the conversation turns to the rebirth of the legend, the new Honda NSX bursts onto the scene with the energy of modern technology while preserving the spirit of the original. The new generation was unveiled in 2015, and it wasn't just a continuation of the story, it was a completely new take on the idea of a Japanese supercar. Once again, engineers faced the challenge of building a car capable of competing with the very best, this time in a world of rapidly evolving technology. The new NSX introduced a completely different philosophy, a hybrid powertrain combining a 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6 with 3 electric motors. Total output reached around 580 horsepower, but unlike classic performance cars of the past, power here wasn't the ultimate goal, it was part of a sophisticated control system. The electric motors helped not only with acceleration but also with instant torque distribution between the axles, delivering exceptional stability through corners. The body of the new NSX was once again designed with a focus on both lightness and strength. A combination of aluminum, high-strength steel, and carbon fiber created the perfect balance between weight and rigidity. Every curve of the car was refined in a wind tunnel, and every line served a purpose, maximum efficiency at high speeds. Handling remained the NSX's signature trait. But now, precision wasn't shaped only by mechanics and chassis geometry. A sophisticated network of electronic systems instantly responded to even the smallest driver inputs. Because of this, the NSX feels sharp, alive, and incredibly responsive even at the edge of its limits. The new NSX became a symbol of Honda's progress, blending respect for tradition with the courage to look toward the future. It's a car that honors its legendary heritage while confidently pushing toward the technological heights of the 21st century.